love the girls in my cast. We've created a scene that takes place on a tour bus in the 70s following like a rock band. And when I wrote it, I really wanted to explore like when you shove a bunch of strangers in this confined space and see what happens. Because we were a cast of 4, we passed the script around a lot and each read each part multiple times. And you know, frankly, like we were like, we've got it, it's set in stone. And came back the next Monday and went, oh no, I don't like that. I don't like you here. You switch with her. And a lot of that comes with a small cast because you're not like, I'm directing and you're here and you're here.
And fun with a little flashlight. Right now, Varner's in a meeting, so we're waiting for him to come back so we can actually run this show. So people are running lines, and I'm getting ready to get my costume on, and I'm checking to make sure my props are in order.
I do have a black straight down.
I'm a director and writer of theater shows. My show is called Offbeats. Originally I had a script for it around spring break, but then as the show developed, we kind of lost the script. My show, what makes it unique is the rhythms that I use in my show. So it's very visual and very rhythmic.
It's just like these group of people that are kind of following a routine rhythm, and all of a sudden this kid comes in out of nowhere and he seems like he's trying to be a part of it, but he ends up just kind of messing up.
The show starts out with 6 chairs on stage, and then eventually we're introduced to each of these characters who come in and they sit down and they go through this routine that's all connected to a rhythm. And then we introduce a new character who's just completely different, and he just kind of disrupts this pattern that's going on. And so as that conflict kind of folds out, we continue to use rhythms and how those rhythms are disrupted through the show until it finally comes together at the end.
There's no dialogue in this play, so it's all kind of just rhythm based, so I just kind of have to, you know, keep the rhythm with what's going on and not mess up that rhythm. I have experience doing dialogue acting and directing a little bit, but I've never really done anything that's a lot more, you know, movement based or kind of abstract in the way where, you know, you kind of have to tell a story with your body language more than your words, and you really use your emotions to tell the story.
The rhythm kind of symbolizes the everyday routine of everyone's, you know, getting up, going to work or school or whatever you do, and how sometimes you kind of feel stuck in that, and how this new character brings change and introduces this new kind of pattern into everything. And I hope that they take away that it's okay to not be happy with where you are and to like change what's going on in your life.
It's a story about this engineer who's stuck on a space station out in outer space, out in the middle of nowhere. And she's kind of going through this intense sense of loneliness. She's really at the end of her rope, and so the story is about just kind of like what's pushing her to kind of like try and get her off of the end of her rope. Kind of ends, I don't know, in like this ambiguous note of like, will she get out? Is it possible for her to? I also created this like huge soundscape. It goes throughout the entire play, and so that kind of like cues me to do different things. If I miss a line or if I miss timing, then like the audio cues me to do something else, and I kind of just have to make it work. It's like I've created a scene partner out of, you know, audio that I made, and it's really interesting.
Are you planning to come up with your cast for Curtain Call or no?
Or other directors? I wrote and directed a play. I came up with the concept about a girl who's kidnapped. I created a work that doesn't really have any dialogue. It's more focusing on movement and the soundscape that I also created to tell the story of this girl who's kidnapped and the reality of life outside versus the fantasy that she creates in her mind.
We had this one-page general outline of what the play was and character descriptions, and we only knew that this girl was going to get kidnapped and that the family was going to fall apart, but that was just like all we knew about it. So the process, going on stage, creating a family portrait, and then figuring out where to go next, how the child went missing.
And this is Fidel. It's infamous for missing the first job that he was here 6 years ago while on vacation with your parents in Portugal.
Search for missing 14-year-old girl. I hope that it'll impact the audience. I want people to think about the hard things in their life. I know that sounds mean, but I think it's important to reflect on the hard things so that we can really be sympathetic to those who are going through hard things right now.
I did little shows last year and Respect Yourself last year. I auditioned. I ended up just happened to be in Natalie's play.
So this has been in production since we got back from spring break. This is kind of the last theater thing I'm doing in high school. I kind of want like a sense of resolution with that.
Giving students the opportunity to write and direct pieces that they truly have like so much influence on, and see it come to life on their own is like, I think it's really cool and just a really neat opportunity.
A lot of times they're very interesting. They're very, in a way, abstract, but you can really find a lot of meaning in them.
Everybody coming together and creating something really cool, that and just being up on stage, just being able to kind of portray something that you aren't usually in real life. Overall, it's just a very amazing experience.